Hello and welcome to the Heart of the Matter. I'm Adeolu and I'm here with
Abisoye.
And today we're going to have an awesome conversation. I'm really excited. We have Ola Soetan, Mr. Secret Place Husbands. I know I'm not married, I know you're not married, but in terms of just thinking about that and I guess dating for you or whatever, is there anything that you would love to get to find out from this conversation?
I think more of hearing his point of view and his story, and since he's in a relationship and coming through what men are working through, especially in our culture where, like you said, men tend to feel entitled.
Yeah, I think it's important, and I think that it is something that we're going to go through, but I also think it's interesting to look at it will be interesting to look at the other side of the coin in terms of, yes, sometimes feeling like men feel entitled, but then there's the side of it that is the social pressures that men are under and hearing that side of the story. So I'm really excited about that. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and then we will be back here with Ola Soetan. Hello and welcome back to the Heart of the Matter. My name is Adeolu and I'm here with Ola Soetan, Mr. Secret Place Husbands. I feel like we're in the same place. So when it comes to these kind of like conversations we want to have, like what are key things that you think men need to attribute and understand?
Okay, when we look at marriages and relationships generally, there are key topics and issues that affect marriages and relationships. We talk about finance, we talk about sex, we talk about faith, the spirituality, the spiritual growth and other things like that. Then we talk about general behavior, and those are the key areas. And what we do, like in my marriage, one of the things that we do is every first Sunday of the month, we always have a family meeting and we discuss all these areas, and we always have a review. Okay, what's happening with finances? What's going on? Now, I'm the spender, so we can talk freely. And this is something that most men don't do. So you can see that in that place, there's been some transparency, there's been some accountability, which women are always having issues with.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that I love that you said, I'm the spender, because it's that idea, and that we have this tendency to say, okay, because, Bible says man is the head of the home, you make the decisions. So you're the one that's making decisions on finances, but the truth is that when it comes to leadership, it's that idea that leadership is service. So leadership is someone also being able to say, I know that I'm not the better one at this. You take
this. Yes, that's what happens. Like, I know that this is a weakness for me, and it's not good for the family.
For you to
as
be the one
good
in
as
charge
it
of
is, that sometimes when she's supposed to let go, she's still holding on. So I'm like, let this thing go now. But but that check and balance is there. So. And that's been helping us to be, financially stable. And so talk of financial security, that is there. Then we discuss other things too. Spirituality, what's going on, what's our goal, what's our target, what are we doing? We're always checking out the things that we learned. How much time do we need to spend more praying? How much time do we need to spend more studying? What are the things that we need to cover up spiritually? How spiritually sound?
That's really, it's a big one, because we spoke a little bit about it, and there's the idea of what it's like and how it works in your relationship. But you said to me that what you found is that it's a major clashing point.
Yes.
Often because women are the majority of the people looking or seeking a relationship with God. And so how that goes about, how you go about instilling those kind of values with men, because the idea that if men aren't seeking it, there's always going to be some sort of disproportion in terms of women want a man that's able to do this because you're thinking about your children, all that kind of stuff. So how do you start to find, I guess, solutions to that for people where in their marriage they feel like the men aren't seeking that relationship the way that they are, or aren't as hungry for it when they find it so essential?
Yeah, we've had a lot of women that cry out for help in that regard, that their husbands are not as deeply connected to God as much as they would love the man to. The problem for me, what I see as the problem for them, is the expectation that they have for a sudden surge, that the man should just wake up overnight and start praying in tongues and doing all those things. But I think that first of all, don't forget that this man is someone that you love. and whatever the case might be, you need to love him, irrespective of the fact whether he prays 24 hours a day or not. First of all, he needs to be assured of your love. That man must never doubt your love, and your love for him is unconditional. So it's not like, okay, it's when I see you start doing these things, that's when I'll start respecting you, that's when I'll start loving you. So, most times, when we have issues in relationships, we think of withdrawal. We want to withdraw ourselves, withdraw benefits, withdraw things. And that is the most important time where we're supposed to connect.
Yeah.
So we try to disconnect, thinking that will get us what we want. But really, that's not what we want. We want connection, and you're disconnected. So what you need to do is connect.
And I want to get from your perspective, because as a guy, it's something that's not necessarily always easy. That's communication. Or you feel like you're communicating because you got the facts out, but they want the feelings. Yeah. So how you go about doing that and working on that level of communication, even when it's not necessarily something that comes natural?
Yeah, there are some things that I realized, and I realized that we can't do without talking in relationships. We can't do without it. If you don't talk now, you talk later. Whatever it is that you're avoiding, that you're not talking about, a time is coming that you have no choice but to talk. So I'd rather talk before I talk. So in order to avoid that time, so it's better we talk when everything is cool. That's why I was strategic about having a time where we can sit down and talk about all those sensitive matters. And at that point in time, no one is hurting. Yeah. So no one is having any feeling like, oh, I'm talking out of anger and we have to deal with that, or I have to calm you down before I can hear you, or you have to say something that will incite anything. So at that point in time, it's a very good atmosphere. So I'd rather have that talk, that time, rather than wait for a particular point in time where, we will now be forced to talk.
Very, very natural sometimes for you guys to be like, you know what? When when you have to, when it gets to that position where it's a critical conversation,
and deal with the conversation. That's where the problem is most times in relationships and marriages. The guy will not talk. He will be bottling things up. Yeah. You understand? And sometimes it's not probably his fault. He's trying to probably give the woman the benefit of the doubt, showing some understanding, showing some love.
But sometimes building up his frustration and all that kind of thing.
But women just want to talk. In fact, it's better you talk. It's better you talk. They like it when... But sometimes I like my wife going out, meeting with her friends and other things so that she can exercise.
Exercise the muscle of talking.
and everything. Because she wants to talk. And, I like to do a lot of reflective thinking.
Yeah. We talked about like different issues that go on in relationships, and you were like finances, sex, and some general stuff. And then you talked about finances, you talked about general stuff, and you skipped over sex. We're gonna kind of dive in there. So let's talk about how important it is and why it is so important in marriage.
Sex is a need, apart from the fact that biologically it's a need. It's a need even for the relationship. It cements the relationship. It cements your marriage. It cements the relationship, and it can reveal the state of your relationship to you. It has a lot. It tells a lot about the state of a relationship. It's so important because it has a lot of the attributes of marriage in it, which is the most important one, which is communication. In fact, you can't have a very good sex life if you don't have a very good communication system, because it has to do with the person knowing what's going on in your mind. So the confusion about sex is always not knowing what's going on in the other person's mind, and whereby you're trying to guess, okay, does she like it? Okay, probably she prefers it this way. And you are guessing and giving yourself answers instead of you talking and asking questions. So, there is that thing there whereby you're still shy, still withdrawn. You spent, a good time keeping to yourself and, practicing this solitary habit of keeping to yourself and keeping yourself away from sex and stuff. Now that you are in, you need to open up. So it tells a lot about it.
Okay. And so, like I said, we kind of spoke a little bit about the fact that that people, I guess, that struggle with it. Outside of the communication part, how do people, or what would you say from your own knowledge, I guess. It is like, I guess, for people who have been away from it for so long, and you now get married, and that idea of switching back onto it might be a struggle. How do you think that people get over that hurdle, I guess? Is it really, again, like you said, communication?
Yeah, it's still you opening up to your partner, be naked and unashamed.
Yeah.
The thing is that's why I said it reveals a lot about the state of your relationship and your marriage, because do you really trust this person? Can I trust you with my vulnerability? Can I trust you with my weakness?
Yeah.
Can I trust you with my secrets? You know, I'm feeling this way about myself. I'm feeling this way about you. Can I trust you?
Yeah.
With it? It might not even be about you. It might even be about your partner. Like, there is this sentiment that you have probably about a shape. Do you understand? And it's really a bother to you. And these are things that you rather discuss with your guys, or you rather just keep inside your head somewhere, somehow, and just be dealing with it. Yeah, because you have to think about the woman, how will she take it if I say this? You know, and the more you can blend together, whereby you can talk about things that are really, really sensitive like that, the better you bond together. Do you understand? Because at that point in time, I'm feeling so cool and relaxed. Homely, we see that no problem, I can discuss this with.
And so there's another aspect of things I want to talk about. Outside of that is this idea of, we have, especially as men, about love and respect, love and respect, love and respect. Submit yourselves unto your husbands, all that kind of stuff. So in reality, to you, what does submission look like, and what does respect look like? And how do we define those things in a way that are not so much about holding a level of authority? How do you...
All right. Sometimes these are things that I've thought about, because it took me a long time to arrive at marriage and the things that I do. So I had to look at other people's marriage and what's going on and the issues, in the society, and then I had to find a safe place. I've seen people display respect, like some men, what they really want. Sometimes men get cues of what respect is, probably from their father or from somewhere. It could be from wherever. They could probably get it from media or from friends. Just get the idea, way back then, you can just see, a friend can just tell you, why would you let a woman talk to you like that? Oh, really? So women don't talk to men like that? All right, I'm a man. So that's where, sometimes men learn all these things from. So, and I'm not personally, I'm not the controlling type like that. So I'm more of the influencing type. I like, let's reason together. Let's see how this goes. So I myself submitted myself first. I submitted myself to God, and like, okay, yes, this is the person that I've submitted to. So just submit yourself also to God. So when we have issues and stuff, why don't we just go to the person that both of us have submitted to? What is God saying on this matter? What are you saying? What's God's perspective about this matter? And that is just to keep me checked. So it's not basically about the woman kneeling down for you, but how is she feeling inside of her? Like, I always look straight into my wife's eyes. I want to see down into her soul. How are you feeling inside of you? Because I'm going to be sleeping right beside you. Please, I don't want any breaking news. So I'm more interested in the state of your heart than just the act. So you can put up the act like that, and because if you demand for it, and as a coping mechanism, she will always give it to you the way you want it, because that's what you demand. And you're not seeing someone who's hurting deep down inside of you. So for me, respect is the one that you have for God.
Yeah.
As in, just respect God. If you respect God and you look at me as a human being just like you, then give me the respect that accords me. And I'm quite fine with that. I don't carry so much weight like this is what I don't have all those terms and conditions to.
I think that's really deep, and it's really important as well, the idea of understanding that, okay, you're an authority, but you're under the ultimate authority, which is God, which is very important to help you learn balance to that.
Yes, because if I'm asking her to submit to me, she needs to see me too submitting.
Yeah.
So I have to model it.
Yeah.
Because she's not just going to pick it up anywhere. So she will see the way I do it, then she'll then be able to.
Okay.
So that even if I'm doing anything wrong, I want there to be a neutral person that is checking both of us, which is God, So God doesn't take anybody's side.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we hope you join back and come back with us. After the break, we'll continue our conversation with Ola Soetan, Mr. Secret Place Husbands. Thank you. Please come back.
A tap is not a source of water, but it's a conduit that allows water to flow through it. Now imagine if a tap said it wanted to store all the water to itself, then it would only experience a limited amount of water. But if it stays true to its purpose as a conduit, then a limitless amount of water will flow through it. I always wanted to be rich. I always wanted to be wealthy, to make a lot of money. And now I have found the source of wealth. And I realize now my purpose is not just to store this wealth, but to be like the tap so that many people can benefit from this. Welcome to Module 3, where we focus on how to create wealth. Have you ever heard of the word network? So many things have been taught. My name is Omilola Oshikoya. I am Africa's wealth connoisseur. Welcome to the Wealth Creation course.
Start your journey to financial freedom with the Wealth Creation course by opening a PiggyVest savings account with as little as 2,000 Naira. For more information, visit wofin.org.
What I want to do is I kind of want to open up the floor because I feel like there are people here that have questions. The crew have questions because you don't get to be in this position. There are all of us that think about, okay, when we're married or people that are married, what is it that I do in that situation? So open up the floor.
There's this thing my wife does, she likes repeating things. Like she will tell me this story today, in the next 30 to 40 minutes, she's starting it again. I was like, babe, you've said this thing before, and I just keep and move on. She'll come back to it again. I don't know if you how you used to.
When that happens, is because you did not give there's a particular response that she wants that she's not got from you, and that's why she keeps going back. So it's not basically the story. It's your response to that story that matters to her. Yeah, you've listened, but she's not just telling you just for you to just listen. She really wants to hold a conversation. She wants you to talk about it. She wants you to discuss it. She wants to hear your view about it. She wants to see that you're interested in it. So it's not, and that is the way they bond. That is the way they connect with us. You understand? And we really don't have that patience. Like, that doesn't, because what you are thinking about probably the bills and things like that, or where to pick the next check from and stuff. And she's saying that, and you're trying to connect it like, okay, this will not pay the bill, this will not pick up the check. So what am I doing with this information? It's not helpful. But do you know the funny thing is that even when you are thinking about the state of your account and other things that you are telling your wife, she still wants to connect with you. She's not thinking like, they love. That is the only thing they know how to do. As in, they love. They love when you think they shouldn't be loving. That's the funny thing. They love when you think they shouldn't be loving. You're like, and you're like, didn't you just hear all that I said? They're like, yeah, I've heard. But as in, they just want to keep on loving and keep on loving and keep on loving. So if you understand that she has a need, you understand now? If you know that, okay, yeah, this is a need for her, so I need to meet her need, then it will be easier for you to listen to her. And what you now need to now do is now to keep probing her hair. So what then happened? Oh, really? You're now interested. When you start doing that, just that by that response, you see that she'll be fine because her need has been met. Then she's like, oh, yeah, you're a good man. You can take care of my need. You're paying good attention to me. So that's what she needs. She needs your attention.
Yes, they said love without money is not complete. It's not So a lot of guys believe that if I go all out, hustle, make this money. Just bring it home. Drop it on the table. Take care of yourself. You understand? I'm all out again.
I'm all out again.
Yeah, that I have given all my love.
All my love.
So the second one is the area of trying to please your woman, your wife. You tried everything. You tried everything you know, even when you don't think you know all.
Okay, let's start with the love and money. You see, both of them are different resources. They meet different needs, and that's the point where people get them mixed up. Even if you give someone money, even if a woman says her love is for sale, she can tell herself that, but she's an emotional being, whether she likes it or not. She can tell herself that my love is for sale. It's the man who has the money that will go for. She can tell herself that lie for as long as she's trying to manage it. But lies can run too fast, like someone said, because it has short legs. In no time, her emotional need will supersede that which that money can cater for in no time. And she realized that she is an emotional being, and she's going to die miserably if that need is not met. And that's why you find out that eventually, when they have the money bag, they will need the love bag or something like that, eventually, because it's part of you. So it has to be clear for a man if you're going to look out for a woman. I say this without missing words that except you're not genuine as a man, as a guy, like you see a woman, you really like the woman, all you just need to do is just show her what you've got. Really, this is what I have for you, purely. Just like as I've distinguished it, there's money, there's love. You truly love her, genuinely love her. Just present your love to her, present your case to her, give her the option, the choice to choose. If she wants you or not. If she doesn't, then keep it to yourself and wish her all the best. It's just as easy as that when it comes to love and money. That's my own principle. I always want to keep my love where to be appreciated. I want to be where I'll be celebrated, not somewhere I'll be tolerated. Not someone who eventually kick me and say, can't you just go and be like your man? Yo, don't you see your mates out there, what they're doing? That's not the kind of person that I want. I want somebody who will be able to love me for who I am, who will be able to see who I am. I believe that who I am is more important than whatever I have, because at any point in time, that could change.
Talk to me, I will say, as you've been sat here, anything that I guess you want to take from the wisdom of Mr. Secret Place Husband.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation. There's one thing we didn't really touch on, which I know would be probably a conversation for another day, but talking about dominance moving into, when it gets into domestic abuse, both for wives and husbands, and even in relationships before getting into marriage. I guess one question I have for you, I have many questions on behalf of the women that find themselves in this situation, but I guess with the few men that are initiators of that domestic abuse, whether physical or emotional, and they want to come out, they want to change, and they realize that, what advice would you give to them?
Okay, abuse is always in different stages and different categories. Before somebody will physically assault you, they must have started verbally. It doesn't just start like probably just raise his hand. There's a way. That's why that man will not go outside and slap a soldier, for instance, because he knows this is a soldier. He's well aware of the fact that this is a soldier. So before someone will raise his hand against you, first of all, he has to devalue you in his mind. That you're somebody that he can slap. Then he will so first of all, before he will slap you, he will first of all use the word of his mouth to first of all say something to devalue you. That's the place where you start the fight from. That's the place where you started from. So that is the place you have to re-erect that statue. Like, this is who I am, in case you've forgotten. I am this, I am that. I am the the righteous woman. I am the upright woman. I am the good-thinking woman that you approached some years back and you spoke this and this about. I am. So you help him, do you understand now, redirect the status like, oh, really? Okay, so this is not someone I can mess with. So, and if it has gotten to a place of physical violence, yeah, you put a stop to it. You can never do this. Never do this. Raise your hand. You can never. Now, it doesn't stop there. Don't forget that what you are now looking out for is physical attack. But don't forget that it starts from here, the mental one. So once it says something, or probably there's a word that he uses, or there's a name that he calls you to just reduce your value, you need to reject that as well. That no, I am not that. I am not that. I am not that. So that's what probably the victim can do. Now, the person who is now the perpetrator of that, unfortunately, he needs to know what is missing in him.
So I think, that's obviously incredibly valid because you're talking about understanding, I guess, making sure that you're being mentally valued, emotionally valued, before you ever get to the point of feeling like of it ever reaching physical abuse.
Yes. And
also be able to assert those things or see those signs. We could literally talk this matter forever. I'm going to take a quick break and hope that you come back with me. It's been an awesome time having you with us, Ola Soetan.
Thank you so much.
So please make sure you come back and catch the end of this. Hello and welcome back to the Heart of the Matter. I'm Adiolu and I'm here with Abisoye. We just had an awesome conversation with Ola Soetan. One of the things I think I got the most out of it was really that idea that before expecting your wife to submit to you, that you first submitting yourself to God. And I think it's really important because it's that idea of, even though I'm an authority in my home, I'm not the ultimate authority. And it's important to keep a guy humble. What did you think that you got out of it?
Yeah, I was thinking more about along the lines of what you said with submission, but also realizing that love is a sacrificial love. Husbands are meant to love their wives as Christ loved the church. So not just thinking about your wife under you, but also making those sacrifices and listening to her.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Heart of the Matter today. I'd love for you to come back and continue to watch us again. But please make sure to follow us and like us on social media at HOTM on Instagram and Facebook, as well as HOTM channel on YouTube. Thank you. God bless.